Hey everyone, it's me, Legendary Flaro, and I just got back from watching Venom Let There Be Carnage, and it turns out it was not only the best superhero movie I've ever seen, but also one of my favorite movies of all time now. At least the top four, next to Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Aliens, and Halloween. Well, obviously the original, not the trash remake, but anyway, I'm going to be talking about this movie, not Halloween right now, but still. Um, where to begin? Well, yes, to give you all a backstory for those of you who have not been watching my channel for a while, pretty much my whole life, Spider-Man has always been my favorite Marvel hero, and one of the most interesting characters was Venom. And I even found out about Carnage, who is my favorite supervillain of all time. And I remember back when they were finally going to make a movie about Venom, which he was going to be an anti-hero. It was originally meant to be rated R and have Carnage as the villain. And of course, Tom Hardy was already confirmed to play Eddie Brock. And then we got it back in 2018. And it was instead PG-13 with Riot, and it turned out to be a great movie. And then, of course, the end credits scene, we had Cletus Cassidy in it, and that made me really hyped for this movie. And this was, of course, gonna originally happen last year, but due to the pandemic that happened, it got delayed multiple times, and I remember being extremely frustrated. Not only because I've technically been waiting for this for over 3 years, but also because of that Morbius trailer that really got me hyped for what was also going to happen in both that movie and what we now know as Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm really excited for, and I'll be talking about later in this video. And that one got delayed too, which definitely ruined 2020 for me because a friend of mine was inviting me to see both movies with him. But now I actually got to watch it, and it turns out, like I said, it did not disappoint. And there's honestly a lot to say. It topped The Dark Knight as my favorite superhero movie ever. For starters, it of course had some humor in it, like the first movie, but not as much. And of course, I obviously can't talk about this movie without talking about the best part of it, Carnage. Woody Harrelson was absolutely perfect for the role. It was obvious because he played a lot of serial killers in movies, and even in the trailer, with that grin, he looks just like he went straight out of the comic books. And even here, he was perfect, and I really liked Carnage, from him being overpowered, the fights, the motivation, his badass voice, all of it. And it was, of course, the same backstory where Cletus was a psychopath not only for being born evil, but also abused by his father, and that caused him to kill his mother and then push his grandmother down the stairs and then murder his dog with a drill, and then was sent to juvie for it, and then, of course, was bonded with the son of Venom, Carnage, and then had Shriek, who in the comics was also the main love interest for Cletus. And it was just fantastic. I literally have no words. Even if you don't like this movie or don't think it's a great movie, you still have to understand why I absolutely love this movie. Because as a superhero fan and a Carnage fan, Venom fan, etc., I've loved how it was executed, especially because Venom is my favorite Marvel anti-hero, which it's pretty obvious by now. And then, of course, the ending. Now, we know that Venom is actually not on Earth 616 with the MCU, but rather just in the same multiverse. And it went from Venom being on whatever Earth he was from in 2021 to Earth 616 2023, where he actually saw Spider-Man being framed on the news for murder. And I'm obviously really hyped for that movie, so apparently we know that Doctor Strange from the No Way Home trailer has brought Venom into Earth 616, like he did with the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And it gets me even more excited for it. And even if you think that they killed off Carnage was a bad idea, that still doesn't change the fact that he was still a perfect villain overall. And obviously, since it's a movie, they had limited expectations, and I still haven't watched Black Widow or Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but I will watch them as soon as I can. And then I also need to catch up on What If, because I'm only 4 episodes in, and last I checked, there are 8 episodes, and the last one I saw was with Doctor Strange Supreme, and I know the next one is about the zombies from the comics. So maybe they can adapt the Edge of Venomverse storyline in What If, or maybe we'll see something like that in No Way Home. I don't know, I'm just really excited right now. But one thing that me as a comic book fan could tell, an interesting character, one of the main ones, was Patrick Mulligan, the cop. If you don't know who he is, he's Toxin, which is the son of Carnage, and is stronger than both of them. Yep, that's right. Toxin was in the movie, and he actually might come in the next one, because Carnage and Shriek definitely done something to him, and that, because his eyes were turning blue, so maybe Carnage created a spawn like he did in the comics. If he did so, that was Toxin. And as much as both him and Anti-Venom would be really cool, along with just about any other Venom villain, if there's one character I think should be the main antagonist for Venom 3, it's Null, just because of how much of a dangerous threat he is in Marvel Comics. But, if you know about Null, you know why I say so. And arguably, he's Venom's second worst enemy next to Carnage. And either way, now we know that the Spider-Man Venom crossover film they were talking about, it was actually No Way Home the whole time. And I even told Sir Plaster Uzumaki, which also just have a secondary channel called The God of Carnage, and so far I'm his only subscriber now. If you like any of his DC content, and if you're also a Marvel fan like me, then I highly recommend you go check out his channel and subscribe to him. And I even told him about this because Carnage is his favorite villain too, and he's really excited to see it. So yeah, like this video, subscribe, and comment below what you thought of this review, what you thought of the movie, and any video ideas you got for me. And I'll try to make some more Arrow videos as much as possible. I've just been sidetracked what I should include or should not include. And then, of course, I just am kind of busy lately. And if you happen to hate this movie, then you're more crazy than Cletus Cassidy. Bye.